Howdy, Hogan neighbors, what's going on? Hang out, wait a few minutes, see if anybody wants to show up and hang out with me. Thanks, Patrick, for sharing. Appreciate you. Why don't you guys come hang out so I'm not talking to nobody? Alrighty. We'll just wait. Oh, somebody's here. Come say hello. Say hi in the chat. Who are you? Anyway, a lot on, so I just wanted to show you some stuff instead of just talking about it. Like the anthology page, it's pretty much done for Kickstarter, and Tragedy 4 is launching Thursday, and we got art for sale, and we got the art book Kickstarter page that's going to happen. So I wanted to show you some art books and stuff. It's been a crappy couple of days. Unfortunately, it's been 2 days of people just constantly letting you down and screwing up, so it gets a little frustrating. So I'm going to take that frustration and mold it into productivity instead of bitch and complain on Facebook. Ricardo, how are you, buddy? Ricardo working hard at chapter 5 of Tragedy, which is coming very soon. Yeah, all right, we're back to one person because everybody's got the attention span of a gnat. If you don't entertain them in 3 seconds, they're gone. Anyway, so I wanted to show you guys a couple things we're looking at. Matthew Lawrence, how you doing, buddy? How is the beer life? All right, so I'm going to show you a couple things. This is the anthology series that we're doing, Unknown Heroes. James Aloysius Santana approached me and said, hey, I got this idea to do an anthology so we can really promote writers, because writers, it's hard to promote writers. I said, sure, let's do it. Came up with the name. Rob Powers did the logo. And we've got 6 different stories by 7 different creators. Okay, it's coffee. Cool. Now, if you like Power Rangers and things of that nature, we got World of Nebulon. It's a tokusatsu-inspired series in the vein of Power Rangers. The story is just a piece of the world where 2 mystery heroes meet, but how can they trust each other on a war-torn Earth? Classic superhero team-up with Japanese flair. I'm going to show you pages. I'm going to show you what these look like. Not in this anthology, Matthew, but if you want to jump on the next one, we plan on doing these quarterly. Sorry, if I had known, I would have invited you in. The dynamics, which is mine, take a feisty 8-year-old, her 10-year-old sister, mom, dad, and grandma, throw in some superpowers, and you get the family-friendly, funny, and action-packed comic book, The Dynamics. Cataclysms by Rob Powers. It's a long-lost tale, the 5th horseman of the apocalypse. Travel with Cat and his loudmouth buddy Manic as they begin their journey to save the Earth from being overrun by Hellscape, just so they could take a vacation. You Got Heart. This one's really interesting to me. Fast and flaky medical courier named Taki, who, unbeknownst to her, is transporting the heart of a dead superhero. To complete a delivery, not only must she survive the perilous megacity streets, but also the hero's former rogues gallery, who will stop at nothing to get that heart as a trophy. I think that's pretty cool. Very cool. Tales from Neurosville, which has 6 books out already, which are fantastic, by Jason Meadows, who also letters Tragedy. Tommy Sokolov is the young hero known as Tangy, the intangible lad. And he just won a summer internship with the Society Sidekicks. He couldn't be more excited to spend a summer hanging out with and learning from the planet's most famous teenage sidekicks. But when 2 supervillain teams join forces to take out the SOS once and for all, can Tommy save the day? Heck, will he survive the first day? So these are all superhero tales with different twists, different stories by independent creators. And we hope you come out. I'm going to read the last 2. It's obviously hard to just read a synopsis without people leaving because we have no attention span and we don't want to look at new stuff. We want to look at the regurgitated crap. So I would ask you to be patient, hang out with me, and check it out. You might actually like something I'm telling you. You might actually like one of these stories. You might find a new independent read that interests you instead of the same regurgitated crap. But that's up to you. Light Warriors is a fantasy action adventure story about two groups of superheroes who went to global war to defend justice and freedom, only to discover the truth. Everything you believed was wrong. In this 10-page story called Redemption, we introduce Light, the first of the Light Warriors. And Light is quoted as saying, "What I want for myself, I want for everybody else." I just edited it for Rod Ramos today. It's a good book, and I like the topic a lot. It has to do with how we let people affect us, and and trying to understand where other people are coming from. Sometimes even the meanest seeming of people are just hurt, wounded people acting the wrong way, and maybe we can help them and shed some light on what they're doing. The correction of White Scarlet. Risen from the dead without his soul, White Scarlet follows a chain of demons posing as humans trying to condemn souls in the city. Following up on a missing persons case, White discovers a conspiracy that's been growing within his city for decades. White Scarlet must locate and return every lost soul before the demons can turn Earth into the ninth circle of hell. So now we have something that's a little more supernatural, demons, hell, etc. So we got a little bit of everything for everybody, and I'm going to show you the pages. So why don't you stick around and hang out? These are all the bios. You can read them as you go to the page if you'd like. Here's the cover to The World of Nebulon. This is, like I said, inspired by Power Rangers type stories by Hunter Van Leerup and James Aloysius Santana. This is the first 10-page preview. Pete, what's going on, buddy? How are you? That's going to be in there. So if you like Power Rangers and that kind of style, this is for you. Then we've got my story, The Dynamics. That's my cover. We're going to show you interiors. Cataclysm, Fifth Horseman of the Apocalypse and his sidekick by Rob Powers. If you know Rob, he does great action comics with some really good, like, raunchy humor. And that's pretty much what Cataclysm is going to be. Tales from Nerosville. This is Jason Meadows, Knuckle Supper Studios. He really writes cleverly written stuff. He's got 6 books out already. You should really check them out. They have great twists that you don't see coming and ironies. And I'm really impressed with the writing. I own the books. I love them. I'm not just saying that because Jason's my letterer, but they really are good. So we got that. Then we've got The Light Warriors by Rod Rodolfo Ramos. As you can see, Rod did everything: the writing, the art, the colors, you name it. Sequential work. So beautiful looking book. We don't have the stuff for You Got Heart yet, but that is a really interesting sounding story. The Correction of White Scarlet. This is the supernatural tale. Then we've got some interiors for The World of Nebulon. There's some action and adventure. Again, it's Power Rangers manga type stuff. Very cool. Rob Powers illustrated and colored and lettered My Dynamics. It's a fun family tale, but it's got superpowers. And I'm going to have a print of this without all the dialogue. And it quotes Mark Twain. It is not the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the fight in the dog. That's my 8-year-old daughter that's based on fighting Hulkopotamus, character she created. And if Pete's still here, it was Brendan who drew it for me originally. Now we've got pages for Cataclysm. Look at that. Beautiful work by Rob. Action-packed, fun storytelling, comic hero stuff. You know, just no agenda, just fun, action, humor. Let's watch superheroes fight, spandex, you name it. And we've got Tales from Nerosville. Again, Jason writes a very clever, very intelligent story. Down to one person. Nobody cares. But if this was regurgitated Batman bullshit, everybody would be here. Anyway, sorry, I know that's not going to help anything. People are just going to get mad at me for saying that. Anyway, here's the Correction of White Scarlet. It's a supernatural tale. And we're missing one story. We've got stretch goals. We love to give away free stuff. We have original art tiers by Ricardo Silva. You can get an original commission from him if you join the Kickstarter. I just put up samples of his art so you can see what kind of work you're going to get if you commission him, pencils or inks. Oh, Dungeons and Dragons, best cartoon ever. So this is kind of what you're looking at. Okay. There's a few things to add to this page, and then it is done. We're going to have Rob Powers do a trailer. Now I'm going to show you chapter 4 of Tragedy. I'm going to play the trailer if anybody's interested. Now, Tragedy is my baby. I have the dynamics now. I have a new book with her. I'm going to have a one-shot by Breath of the Dragon. I have 2 other stories in the works. Tragedy is my girl. I have 26 issues, or I'm on 26th issue to write, and I'm proud of this book. It's got martial arts and assassins and mysticism and metahumans, and magic and Chinese culture and mob culture, and it takes place between New York and China and other places. There are were-tigers. There are villains with photo reflexes, kind of like Taskmaster, and Psycho Woman. She's the Joker of this story. Vengeful cyborgs, magic. I'm telling you, this is everything. What's going on, Angel? So I'm going to play the trailer if you're interested for right now. It's a sneak peek. I am going to be launching a live launch party on Thursday. You'll get to see this Thursday, but I'm doing a sneak peek right now for anybody who gives a rat's ass. I understand I'm not DC or Marvel, Batman, and regurgitated shit, but I really think you'll like the book if you read it. If you give it a shot. So here we go. Let me know if you hear the sound, okay, guys and gals? Trailer by Andy. So that's a sneak peek of the trailer. Let me know what you think in the comments. You know what? I'll show you the covers. We've got some awesome covers. As you know, I try to. Here's some interior pages. Ricardo Silva and lines, pencils and inks. Colors by Chris Sotomayor, major Marvel DC colorist. I try to not just get big names, but I also try to. And I have Steph Wilson sticker, by the way. I try to work with indie people. Kevin Stewart has a studio cover, beautiful work. This is actually going to be different. I always do that. Maura Marie Powers. She trade dressed this, but she did a beautiful job where she actually etches this into it makes it look like an etched into the tombstone carving of her name. Unfortunately, today I found out Joe Prado had to back out. He cannot ink the piece. The deadline was tomorrow or Thursday, but he won't be able to do it. So I might have it inked by someone else, or I might have it just colored over the pencils by Alex Sinclair. Either way, Jose Luis's pencils are just brilliant. and you can't go wrong with Alex Sinclair, one of the best colorists in the industry. Speaking of best colorists in the industry, Chris Sotomayor coloring Kevin West. Kevin West is a phenomenal artist. I mean, if you haven't seen his work, it's just gorgeous. Ruth Lucas, colored by Alex Sinclair. Ruth is a sweetheart of a human being. Steph Wilson, of course. An Vu. Kenny Calderon. Kenny Calderon with the manga cover. And Kenny Calderon is drawing the manga Tragedy 1 that will be out winter 2023. Jason, is it Perot or Parrot? I'm not sure. I thought it was Perot, but I'd have to ask him next time if I speak to him. Carl Allen Wiles. Ray Acevedo, we're going to fix the spelling of his name. It's actually Rey. That needs to be fixed. My apologies, Ray. Becky Fuller. Brian Silverbacks, who's going to be a guest with An Vu, Kevin Stewart, Kenny Calderon, and Ruth Lucas, and Carl Allen Wiles on Thursday when we live launch. We also have the splatter variant of Brian Silverback's cover. Len Danovich. I thought this was so cool with the Chinese dragon. So cool. We have, again, the book of covers. We have a mystery box. We have to fix something on that. We have add-ons. You want the sticker pack? We've got a sticker pack. Everybody loves stickers. We've got the chibi prints that have been stretch goals and the other ones. If you didn't get them and you want to get them, it's a cool set to collect. They're 5x7 mini prints. And we have a new chibi that you'll unlock if we make the money and the stretch goals on this campaign of Joe. If you love this cover, you can get the comic size print of it exactly as is, penciled, just like this. Comic size print. Gorgeous. Same with Kevin West. Sorry. And he inked his. I mean, look at that Breath of the Joy. It's just incredible. Both of them gave me so much for the commission. I'm grateful to them both. We, of course, have sketch covers and Ricardo Silva art tiers and PDFs if that's all you want is just a PDF, etc. So check that out. We have that going on. All right, Kickstarter. First of all, you like some Ricardo Silva art? These are 3x5 cards. You got Darth Vader, X-23. Oh, Superman was actually bought. Sorry. Gambit, Power Girl, and Rogue. They're 40 each. They're 3x5s, but they're fully penciled in ink. They're beautiful. You're getting 3/4 body, if not full body on these. So you got those and a bunch of other art for sale. But then we got art books. Art. We're going to have a Kickstarter of art books. We got Rod Ramos. There's some beautiful art. These art books are like 40 to 50 pages, depending. Some cool stuff in here. That's Rod. Will Pladen from across the world in Australia, depending on which way you go. We've got lots of stuff in this book, guys. Beautiful, beautiful art. Werewolf. Some of the legendary portraits. Some new legendary portrait stuff. So you got some amazing art in here. Like Star Wars. Look at that, Bounty Hunters. Beautiful work. We got Carlos Ramos. This is a thinner book. They'll be priced accordingly, of course. And we've got Darkseid and Cyclops. Beast and Wolverine. So we got a lot of stuff there. Kenny Calderon. Got some great stuff. Invincible and Harley Quinn. You've got Mr. Freeze and original character, I forgot her name, Judge Dredd. So you got some awesome art in the Kenny Calderon. You got Ricardo Silva, the amazing artist on Tragedy that I'm so blessed and lucky to work with, who is absolutely phenomenal. And he's a great human being. And I forgot to call you tonight. I'm sorry. Power Girl, and I don't know who that is. Matrix and Tomb Raider. Zatanna and Black Canary. Does this look familiar to you? I had the pencil version on the Kickstarter page. Wolverine and Cap. Of course, you've got, what was her name again? Aspen Comics Fathom. Lois Lane. Important to work. Dungeons and Dragons. And Black Cat. We've got the Inked Dungeons and Dragons. Huntress. It's beautiful art in here, guys. We've got pages, sample pages for Witchblade. So these are the art books that are going to go on sale on a Kickstarter. Amazing stuff. We have the Bill Lutz, but it's not printed yet. Then you've got mashups by Def Shogun himself, Rob Powers. Check that bad boy out. Look at that. Lobo Spawn mashup. Look at that. Cool stuff. Scream and She-Hulk. This is one of my favorites. The Joker, Deadpool, and the Mask mixed. You got Venom and Raiden. And this is an amazing one. Ghost Rider with Wolverine. So we got some amazing art in these books. That Kickstarter is coming up. I've got a crossover with Apex Comics and Breath of the Dragon coming up. I've got the Dynamics full issue coming up. I've got Tragedy 5 coming up. I've got the collected volume of Tragedy coming in the winter, along with the manga of Tragedy on the back of it. So I've got other titles in the works. And my short story prose book should be in print very soon, in the next couple of weeks. And that'll be for sale. So a lot going on with Filbo Studios, Filbo Publishing. Doing my best to make a dent in this world here. I also want to tell you, behind me, if you see, there's about 5 Gemini. Those are people that I've emailed, I've private messaged on Kickstarter. I've done everything I can to reach these people. They have not completed their surveys and give me an address to mail. If you're one of these people and you're wondering why you didn't get your book, it's because I don't know where to send it. So please give me an address and let me know. All right. That's pretty much it. I just wanted to go over. It's only been a few minutes, 23 minutes. Just show you guys some of what's going on. Forgive my crankiness earlier, but I do have to be honest. You know, people are complaining about the same regurgitated stuff, or they don't like this show, they don't like that comic, or they're not happy with this. But they're not willing to take the time to invest a few minutes of attention to just look and see what an indie person is doing, and to see if that book that they're doing maybe is something interesting or clever or well written or well drawn or all the above. So I'm asking you, just take the time. Instead of, you're streaming all these shows that you want to being disappointed, and you're picking up books every week in the comic store disappointed because you're hoping they'll write your character right like they used to, which they're not going to. Just take a few minutes and give your attention to someone's video, someone's Kickstarter, and see what it is they're doing, because you may actually find something that intrigues you, interests you, catches your eye. It might be your new book, Tragedy. There are a couple of people that tell me it's the one book they look forward to the next one, that they really love this book. I'm grateful for that. But my point is, whether it's Tragedy or it's Tales from Neurosville or Penguino's Revenge or whatever it is, give us a shot. Give us a shot. You can't fix what's going on in mainstream and corporate media, but you can fix your own entertainment world by giving the small guy a chance. We don't have big names, but that doesn't mean we don't have talent. The only difference is we didn't get a break yet. So please, videos like this, other people's videos, their Kickstarters, their posts, don't just scroll down, click, 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 like. Pay attention to it. Read it. Look at it. You might actually like what they're giving you, what they're trying to sell, because they're working very hard. They're working 10 times as hard as the established pros and making nowhere near the same money, and they're struggling. And they do it because they love it. They do it because it's passion. Because it's exhausting to do this while you're working day jobs. I work three, and I have kids, and I have a home. It's exhausting. So we do this because we are hungry for it. We're passionate about it. We love it. Reward those people. Stop report. We want to reward people who, we spend $500 for a name to draw a sketch that my 8-year-old daughter can draw. We're supporting that. But we won't support a painting by Will Clayton. We'll say $200 for a full painting is too much, and we'll try to talk me down on that. What is wrong with that situation? You know, sorry. Maybe this isn't the most pleasant video. Maybe I'm being a grump today, but people are working too hard and they're too talented to not get your attention. And the ironic thing is, once they blow up, all of a sudden everybody loves them. But they were passed up when they weren't a name because people follow fads. They follow fads, they follow names, they follow popularity, they celebrity worship. But meanwhile, Ricardo Silva, Will Clayton, Kevin Stewart, Kenny Calderon, Rod Ramos, Bill Lutz, Carlos Ramos, these are hungry artists that just give them a little time. Pay a little attention. Invest a little of your money. They'll give you 100, 1,000%. That's my soapbox for the day. Anyway, the last thing I'm going to say is it's okay to not like a show, especially if it's a Disney show, guys. Stop defending these shows as if your family members were being attacked, because that's really weird. I cannot like She Hulk, and it doesn't make me a bad guy. I cannot like Ben Kenobi, and it doesn't make me a bad guy or wrong. I cannot like Prey, and it doesn't make me a bad guy or wrong, nor anybody else. It's okay. We're allowed to not like stuff. It doesn't make us bad people. So chill and stop attacking people as if critiquing a movie is like I just insulted your family member. It's really weird. It's weird. All right. Before I get myself in trouble, because I've honestly just I've dealt with too many people the last 2 days that just I don't know. Anyway, yeah, we should be allowed to disagree. Will, I don't care for She-Hulk. I don't. I don't like what they're doing to the Hulk. I think it's just dumb. And I know people are gonna say things, but I feel and I love the character She-Hulk. I feel that there's a strong message in there that is saying men are bad. And I'm not a misogynist. I'm not insecure in my manhood. My book is about a strong female protagonist. She's got a romantic interest in there. I don't have to belittle him to make her big. She's powerful because she's powerful, because women are strong. And I don't need to belittle a man to prove that. And in the first episode of She-Hulk, they assume a man beat her in the bathroom. All of a sudden, three guys are vultures hitting on her. My wife is a gorgeous woman, and she's never seen this happen. I mean, my wife, and two other women I know see what I'm saying. So it can't be me being a misogynist. So that's two men a bed. The lawyer that she deals with was trying to mansplain to her and tell her he should do it. And then in the second episode, he actually called a woman it in a bar and claimed that she's just a sexual object to be consumed. No, sorry, most guys aren't like that. Stop it. Stop that really dangerous narrative. It's no better than claiming that women are feeble and weak because they're not. And I don't like when you're in the same breath you're doing that, she's giving this speech about how she's a victim. I'm always victimized. I'm catcalled. I could be literally killed, murdered because I'm a whiner, a complainer. I'm not into self victimization. That's not making a woman strong. And she's been through worse than Hulk, who battles with rage after watching one parent kill the other. But she's had it worse for being catcalled. It's just dumb. It's dumb. I feel She-Hulk is a great character. I feel we can portray women strong without having to say man bad. That's not me being insecure in my manhood because I'm not. That's not me being a misogynist because I love women. Women, mother is God on the lips of children. James O'Barr, the Crow. It's true. I hold women in such high regard. That's why I think they can do better than this show. But if you like the show, cool. I don't care. I'm not mad. Why am I upset if you like the show? Good for you. But I just would like a show that stopped putting these social messages like this. Yes, comics have done social messages. X-Men, blah blah blah. The difference is making the story analogous to a current situation in our current affairs is fine. But as a writer, if you're pushing one side over the other, or you're making it clear this is what you feel is right, and if you see the other way, you're wrong, or if you're condemning a whole gender or a whole race or a whole political ideation, I don't agree with that. I don't. That's not the same. Comics in the past, you could talk about the Malcolm X, Martin Luther King struggle analogy. Some people don't see it. Some people see it between, Professor X and Magneto. But nowhere did the writers ever tell you, if you believe this, you're wrong. Nowhere did they ever have to put down a gender or a race to do it. They just reflected what was going on. There were some people that had hate in their heart, and being different was tough, and that's true. That's fine. That's objective storytelling. But the second you know what my thoughts are politically or socially, I failed you as a writer. Period. And that's what they're doing in She-Hulk. They're failing you as a writer, in my opinion. They're putting too many messages. You're welcome to disagree. But if you walk away thinking I'm a misogynist or I have issues with my own manhood, go read Tragedy, my female protagonist. Go see how she interacts with her love interest, Michael, who isn't as good as her at fighting. He can't kick ass like she can. He doesn't go through the things she goes through. But at the same time, he's still got his own strengths. He's still got his own things going on that he deals with. And they complement each other because at the end of the day, men and women complement each other. We need each other. I'm a better man for having my wife. I would hope she's a better woman for having me as a husband. Depends on how you talk to. And that's what we should be building stories on. The strength of us together. And the strength of us separately, but we don't have to knock one down to build the other. I'm sorry, but that's how I think about it. If that offends you, you might want to look inward because that's your issue, not mine. And again, feel free, instead of calling me a misogynist, whatever, go read Tragedy. Female protagonist. She's strong without putting anybody down. All right. And then call my wife one too while you're at it because she sees the same things in She-Hulk that I do. And it kind of annoys her. My wife looks like a supermodel and she hasn't been catcalled and mansplained to like that. Oh, by the way, I've been mansplained too. I'm a nurse and I have people with Facebook degrees telling me about nursing and science and clinical. Is that mansplaining to me? I have women do it to me all the time. That's just what people do. That's not a man and woman thing. That's people. People always think they know better. They always do. People will tell a lawyer the law because they read it somewhere in Yahoo. People will tell a nurse clinical science or a doctor. People will go to a professional artist and tell him what he needs to fix, and they haven't done shit in their life. It's just what people do. It's what we do. Because we're all idiots. We all think we know everything and we know nothing, myself included. You know, I've been discriminated against for being a male nurse. People don't call me a nurse; they call me a male nurse. I have people go, "You're a nurse? You're a guy. You're not supposed to be a nurse." I deal with it all the time. I have women call me Merce, and they laugh. They can't call me a nurse. They call me a male nurse. I don't care. I don't get bent out of shape. Whatever. Who cares? Point is, everybody faces that crap. Stop with the victimization, the self-victimization. Nobody's a victim unless you allow yourself to be, for the most part, in regular life. I'm not talking about someone, God forbid, who is forced upon in any way. You know, my wife tells me how to do my job, and I have a top secret SCI clearance. Nice, Brian. But the thing is, it's what people do. Men do it to women. Women do it to men. Is it to say that there aren't misogynistic men? Of course there are. But there are women that are no better when it comes towards the way towards men. It's just humans. We have to stop this I'm a victim, I'm oppressed thing. When did we start finding power in being victimized? I never had that. I don't want to be victimized. I want to look at the face of adversity with my chin up, my chest out, and say, bring it. That's strength. Saying I'm a victim, look at me, what I have to overcome, that's not strength. That's you whining that you're a victim. That's my opinion. And we stop telling those stories because we're making a whole generation of people think it's okay to be a victim. Like you're wearing it like a badge of honor. There's no honor in that. That's horse shit. Nobody's a martyr. Stop. Sorry, I know I went off on a tangent. This wasn't supposed to be about this, but it's been bothering me lately about She-Hulk. I feel like I can't express what I feel about that show without being attacked. I even said Prey, the female lead in that, things came too easy to her. This thing beat a bear one on one. She can't beat the bear, but she beats this thing one on one. People are like, well, she outsmarted it. Well, first of all, how did she figure all this stuff out so easily? It came too easy. And then she did fight it one on one. The whole last battle, 10 minutes, is her jumping 30 feet or 25 feet from a tree branch on top of this thing and not getting hurt. She doesn't get tagged once, and she beats the hell out of it in a one on one fight. I wouldn't even believe that if it was. I wouldn't even believe that if it was Schwarzenegger, because he didn't beat it in a one-on-one fight. It was kicking his ass. He set traps ahead of time. She didn't set traps. There were no traps. I mean, she even got caught in a trap. I just thought it was poor storytelling. I thought the premise was great. A predator, Native Americans. This is freaking awesome. I thought it was fine that it was a predator that was also, early stages where they didn't have as much modern tech. I thought that was great. And it helps balance the playing field. I just felt they were too busy trying to put a message out there that's not necessary. I like strong women characters. I love them. Sarah Connor was a strong character. But if it wasn't for her partnering with Reese, she'd be dead. She became that strong character in the second movie through natural growth and progression. She only beat the Terminator because Reese sacrificed his life blowing it up and it was in pieces. Otherwise, she wouldn't have had a chance. He didn't have a chance on his own either. They worked together. Both of them were strong. Wonder Woman, the first one, she was strong. So was what's his face? Steve Trevor. He wasn't as strong as Wonder Woman, but he was strong. They didn't have to put him down and make him weak and build her up. They were both strong in different ways. And that's real life. Women have strength that men will never know. I'll never know what it's like to go through what they go through physically every month in childbirth, etc. That's an amazing strength. And then there's strengths that men go through. We suffer in silence a lot. We sacrifice our life and our dreams so we can take care of our families, and we can't complain about it. It's shut up and be a man. So we suffer in silence. That's our strength. We all have our strengths. Why can't we complement and build up each other with our strengths instead of having to tip scales? Is it fair that it was, women weren't treated as strong in the old days? Of course not. But overcompensating and now tipping it this way is no better either. Time to even out the scales. Show strong women and strong men and how we complement each other. That also helps a society that's not divided. It helps us all recognize each other that our differences are good and our strengths are different, but we complement each other. And if you could write a story like that, I think it would be more engaging. But they're not writing stories like that. They're not. And for those of you who think they are, or you don't see it, or you think I'm talking out of my mind, you're welcome to your opinion. I disagree. I'm not going to tell you wrong. I'm just going to tell you I disagree. Hey, Rally, how's it going at the gym? So I was disappointed in She-Hulk because I was really excited about that. That I really was. I mean, I'll still watch it. I'll give it a try, but I'm disappointed. And I'm tired of watching a show that's telling me I'm bad for being who I am. Nobody wants that, and nobody should have to feel that way. Anyway, but you want a good, strong female protagonist that is strong on her own with strong supporting characters. Check out Tragedy. Chapter 4 is coming out this Thursday, September 1st. I'm going live at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a live stream launch party. 8 o'clock, I'm going to launch that campaign live and hope that we have a good, strong start. Everyone except for the people behind me that never gave me addresses and one person who I'm waiting on a book should have gotten their orders. If you haven't, please reach out to me, email me, Kickstarter message me. I will get back to you. You should have got your books by now. I've gotten a lot of great reviews for Chapter 3, and people are loving the Tragedy series. I've got 25 issues written. I'm on 26. I'm asking you, please give it a shot. There's catch-ups 1 through 3 plus 4. Come check it out. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. You will not be. I'm glad you feel that way too. I thought I was the only one who feel that way for She-Hulk. No, there was clear messages that men are predatory and they're bad and they degrade women and women are oppressed, and it was just stupid. And then what they did to the Hulk was just dumb. Avengers 1 was the Hulk I always wanted to see. He went from one of the best lines in a movie. See, that's my secret, Cap. I'm always angry. And he turns around and he punches that thing. This huge monster is coming down the street. He punches it, and this thing folds. And in She-Hulk, he can't stop a Jeep. What? She saved him. He healed his arm. I don't even really mind that stuff. It's that when you take that and then you pile it on with everything else, guys are predatory hitting on her. It's assumed that guys were beating her when they saw her in the bathroom. The lawyer is a real dickbag that I'd like to knock out, who talks down to her and says he could do it better. And then in the second episode, he actually says in a bar how he's just looking at some chick sexually and calls her it. I have never heard a man, even the dumbest ass, call a woman it. Ever. And I'm sorry, but when she said she could literally be murdered because she whined or because she was deemed as emotional and whiny, that's a little far-fetched for me. It's a little far-fetched for me. It was far-fetched for my wife and 2 other women I know. So, I don't know. Anyway, Tragedy, Chapter 4. I've got 4 books out, and I've only been doing this a year and a half. And 5 is coming soon. Ricardo is hard at work. Chris Sotomayor is hard at work. Jason Meadows is hard at work. I am writing my ass off. And I'm giving you a story that I promise you is entertaining and it's neutral. It's not left. It's not right. There's no message. It's just enjoy the freaking book. You can watch a woman develop her character, find her inner strength. She deals with all the shit that we all deal with because we're humans and we all suffer something. We all have our crosses to bear and our skeletons in our closet. Every one of us. The only difference is some of us choose and want to be a victim. We wear it on our sleeve like a badge. And some of us say, I am not a victim. Well, my protagonist is not a victim. She stands in the face of adversity and says, F you. F you. But she struggles with her own battle. She does have her insecurity. She does have the days she doesn't want to get up and face the world. But she does anyway because that's strength. And that's a strength we can all relate to. And then if you like Big Trouble in Little China and you like Boondock Saints or John Wick, you'll love this book. There's crime bosses and mafia and gun-toting violence. There's martial arts and edged weapons. There's metahumans with superpowers. Hey, kiddo, it's my kitten. There's magic and mysticism. There's ancient Chinese mysticism and folklore. I go back to the first emperor of China. There's immortals. There's were-tigers. There's revenge-driven cyborgs. There's superpowered people. There's street level fighters like vigilantes. All of this centered around a human story that I think you can relate to. And some of the greatest compliments I've gotten are people are just as invested in all the characters, not just Grace O'Connor herself, which is a compliment because I flesh out everybody. What? You going to bed? Okay. I love you. Sleep. Sweet dreams. God bless. You used to do commercials with me. Why are you hiding now? Bear! There's a bear sighting. Come here, bear. I love you. Sleep well. Sweet dreams. God bless. Tomorrow's the first day of school. It's exciting. Yay! And I will be there with you. Look at this ham. Say goodnight.
Good night, everyone.
Kaylee came up with Hippopotamus in the Dynamics. And Brendan Shaw drew it. And then for Robert. Love you. My beautiful girls. And that's what tragedy is. Did you? I thought she came up with the name. Oh, no, you came up with Kaylee's name, Little Mighty. Yes, you did. Very cool. And that's the thing about tragedy. There's a little of my wife in her. There's a little me in her. She's mostly inspired by my wife because I've never met a woman who realized how strong she was. And that's why when I see stories like She-Hulk, I don't like it because I feel like when my daughters watch that, you're teaching them it's okay to feel like a martyr, like a victim. I don't want them to learn that. I want my daughters to learn that if a man were to act like that, you put him in his place. You draw your line like an adult and say, this is where you don't cross, and you move on. That's what I want them to learn. That their self-worth and their value is so strong that that person's opinion doesn't mean a thing. It doesn't matter what some idiot whistles or cat calls. And the truth is, I don't see that many guys do that. Maybe I live in a bubble. I don't know. I live in New York. I've been all over all 5 boroughs, but what do I know? My wife hasn't seen that. I don't want my daughters watching stuff that tells them, yes, you're a victim and oppressed and you have to fight the uphill battle all day. That's martyrdom. That's not strength. I want my girls to embrace the world with arms wide open, to quote Creed, and realize that they can have whatever they want in this life. Nothing is holding them back except themselves. And that's the message we should be giving young girls. That's the message we should be giving young girls. That's where you show strength. And you don't have to put down a man to do it. How about you show how nurturing men can be? How about you could show the majority of men as what's really out there? So they know that they can have a healthy relationship someday instead of being guarded thinking every man's an asshole. It's not a healthy message. And no one's going to convince me otherwise. It's not. It's not what I want my girls to learn. Even my wife doesn't want it. She sees it, she's like, this is really ridiculous. How much are they going to put in this? There was like 4 or 5 things in the first episode saying man bad. It's dumb. It's a waste of time and it's a bad message. If you liked it, good on you. I have no fear. I do not hate you. I'm not mad at you. I don't think you're stupid. Everybody can like what they want. That's the point. But again, if you think I'm a misogynist for saying this, you're ignorant as hell. Go read Tragedy. All right. So, what's up, boo-boo?
Guys, if you don't read Tragedy, you should. It's a great book. I read 3 books already.
Yeah, they weren't supposed to because of some of the violence, but they did.
We've seen Darth Maul get cut in half.
Fair enough.
What's the difference then?
Fair enough. As long as you don't get desensitized. Violence is nothing you should ever be comfortable with, right? Right?
Yeah.
And when you see somebody getting hurt, you should never be okay with that. Right?
Yeah,
right.
When I see people getting murdered, it kind of gets me freaked out. And
when have you seen people get murdered?
In comic books and
what
stuff.
comic books are you? Oh, well, Star Wars or some murders. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. God, I love my kids. I teach my daughters every day. Be whatever you want to be. Love whoever you want to love. You bring home whoever you want. You make whatever career you want, but you understand 2 things. No one's handing you shit. You stand up and you go fight for it 1,000%, and you go grab it and love yourself. Because if you don't, nobody else will. If they do those two things, I did my job as a father. And loving yourself means not giving two shits what some idiot says about you. As long as they're not coming to harm you, who cares? Anyway, Tragedy 4. We're launching Thursday, guys. I've dragged this out because we're getting more viewers now. Yay! I just showed the trailer. Anybody want to see the trailer for Tragedy 4? I gave you a sneak peek of it. Anybody came in late, wants to see the Tragedy 4 trailer real quick? Anybody? We can't keep anybody's attention span for more than 10 seconds for whatever reason, but they can sit through She-Hulk, for Christ's sake. I don't get it. Oh, it's Brad Voth. Wonderful. All right. Charles, anybody else want to see it? Because I showed it before, but you all came in late. All right. Here we go. Trailer for Tragedy, Chapter 4. And there you have the sneak peek of the trailer to the Kickstarter for Tragedy 4 launching this Thursday, September 1st. I go live at 7:30 p.m. for a live launch party, and I will launch this Kickstarter right there live at 8 p.m. And I'm asking you, make it a strong start. Please. I promise you, this book stands up to any book that's out there on the shelf right now. It is a well-drawn, well-written book. Ricardo bleeds for this book. He works hard to do this book to look so good. Chris Sotomayor juggles Marvel and DC books. He colors Spider-Man and all these other books, and he finds time to do mine. Jason Meadows, Mr. Reliable. This guy letters, and he just gets better and better each book, and he works hard at getting it right. And we have a creative team that gives a damn about you, the reader. I'm not some corporation pushing anything. I'm not some guy just trying to make money off a Kickstarter with flashy boobs. I'm not knocking you. If you can make money with flashy boobs, good on you. I wish you all the success in the world. But if you want a book you can read, a book that you can enjoy, a book that you can actually say brings you back to when comics were enjoyable to read, I think this is the freaking book for you. Pick it up, read it. Just give it a shot. You can buy the PDFs for $6 each and see for yourself. And if you like it, then you can invest in the physical copy. I'm not here about making money. I just want you to read the story because I promise you, it's good. It's good. Chuck Dixon says the story is written well. Chuck Dixon, one of the best comic book writers ever, said it's good. And he read the first 2 issues. Howard Mackey, one of the great writers of Marvel and DC, and an editor, said it was good. Prove me wrong, buy the book. If you don't like it, you got toilet paper to last you a week. You might have a little art on your ass, but you got toilet paper. But I think you'll like it. Chuck Dixon has worked on a lot of stuff, but he's most famous. I mean, besides the Punisher, he did Tim Drake Robin. That's him. He did Batman, especially Nightfall. He helped co-create Bane with Graham Nolan. You got to make a good point for those who don't know Chuck Dixon. It's Dixon, by the way. You're right, and he did The Punisher, and he does a lot of stuff now. He writes novels that are on Amazon, and he's a great guy. And that's amazing that he would say that. Two Marvel writers of high caliber said that about my book. I appreciate that. Sorry, I'm just letting you know it's. But I thank you. You make a good point though. People don't know who he is. You're right. Howard Mackey wrote Ghost Rider, among other things. So if they think it's good, give it a shot, please. I'm not telling you I'm Chris Claremont. I'm not telling you I'm Scott Snyder. I'm not telling you any of that. I'm telling you find out for yourself. You can't say I suck. You can't say I'm good until you read the book. So I dare you. I challenge you. I double dog dare you. The double dog dare to buy the book and read it. We can tell by your art that you're a blind artist, Brad. So please check out the book. Give it a shot. Seriously. And just remember, Kickstarter is going for 30 days and it does not take your money until the campaign ends. You can pledge, you don't have to wait. If God forbid you don't have the money, you got to pull. But it doesn't take your funds right away. You don't have to wait for payday. Who was joking, Brad? It's just the facts here, just the facts. Seriously, you don't have to wait for payday. It's not taking the money for 30 days. Please give it a shot. No, I'm doing 5. This is the timetable, Will. Book 4 comes out this week. Book 5, Thursday. Book 5 is out before the end of the year, November, December. Book 5 is already underway. Collected volume, February 2023, with the manga edition of issue 1 on the back, going the traditional other way. Book 4 is launching Thursday, and I'm doing a live stream this Thursday, the day after tomorrow, buddy. It goes live on Kickstarter. We're not playing around. We're not playing around. What do you message me I'm okay for, Brad? You came on busting my chops, I'm busting back. If you can't take it, don't give it. That's the triple dog dare. Will, you know I'm going to get you for another cover. Speaking of Will covers, like I said, my short story prose book is coming out soon with a beautifully painted cover by Will Pladen and trade dress by Rob Powers. It's gorgeous. It's amazing. And I hope you guys check out that book. I don't know if I should Kickstarter it or go to Amazon Print on Demand or go through a publisher. What do you guys think? Give me some feedback. It's 7 short stories in a prose book. It's small. It's only like 108 pages, 110 pages. It's short, quick read. It's gonna be a small hardcover, size of the Spiderwick books. Should I Kickstarter it or should I just go through Amazon Print on Demand? The first story is called Withered, and I have a comic book that continues that story. Actually, I wrote issue 1, so maybe I should include it with that. I don't know. You have a buyer in me for book number 4. Thank you, Raleigh. I appreciate that. I really do. Hey, Phil, do you have any concept art for Tragedy, like the conceptualizing process for the characters? You know, the funny thing is, when I had Ricardo do it, he just drew a front pose of her. I don't have a turnaround, but I'm going to have a turnaround made by Alex Sarabia at some point because he's doing all the character designs. But I do have her trademarked because I turned in the colored version of what Ricardo drew. So I have that pretty much. Do a double feature Kickstarter comic and book. I thought about that with the Withered campaign, but then it wouldn't be coming out to Kickstarter for a while. And I'd like to get the book out right away. And I don't want to, I can't inundate people with a ton of Kickstarters. I can only do one at a time. With Kickstarter, won't let me do more than one at a time. So, if I'm putting out Tragedy and Dynamics quarterly, I need time to put out other stuff. But I do have Diamond distribution plans. Maybe Luna, we'll see what we can do. We got to get the best deal possible. But I'm looking to submit to distribution as my own publisher and see what happens. I think Diamond would pick me up, but the problem is they want 60%. It's just too much. Yes, there's going to be several blank sketch cover tiers, Rally. There's going to be just book 4. There's going to be a blank sketch cover pack of 1 through 3, and a blank sketch cover pack of 1 through 4. And then there's just going to be a pack of 5 for book 4 if you want at a discounted price. So there's sketch covers. Don't worry about that. Um, as far as the commission sketch, I usually figure out something for mid campaign when it dies down, but I am having Ricardo Silva do do 11 by 17 art commissions. He has tiers for that. As far as sketch cover commissions, I can definitely add something on that for any legendary artist, um, and we can work from there. Actually, that'd be a good idea. So we could do that. I want to come up with a writer um, contest for writers and things like that, and we'll go from there. So let me know your thoughts on the prose book. If I should Kickstarter it, it's not a comic; it's a short story book, or if I should go through Amazon print on demand. Would you be interested in reading it? I really just wrote it for cathartic reasons to just get some stuff off my chest. If it doesn't sell, I don't, that's fine. It was also just something I always wanted to do is see if I could write a book. I don't know if I'm good or not. I think I'm better at writing comics than prose books, but still, you tell me. Will read the book, so I don't know what you think, Will, and you could be honest. Few people read it, so let me know if you'd be interested in reading. It's a theological fiction book. It deals with God and the devil. It's spiritual, but it is not biblical. It's not preachy, um, but it is upbeat. Just letting you know now, it's inspirational and motivational and upbeat because I'm getting tired of all the darkness. I mean, tragedy is a dark book, and I like darkness, but I think we need a balance. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. All right. So I got a lot going on. I'm doing my best. I showed the art books coming out for the Kickstarter. Will Playton's got an art book. While he's here, him and Ricardo, I'll show you again. If you love Will Playton book, Ricardo, we've got art books. Okay. You thought it was intriguing, very interesting, but is that good or bad? And if you don't think it was written well, just be honest. It's fine. That's okay. I want honesty. I'm not trying to pull the wool over anybody's eyes. If you didn't think it was written well, it's fine. But anyway, that is it. I have spoken. We have tragedy number 4 launching Thursday, day after tomorrow. We got tons of beautiful covers here. Interior pages by Ricardo, my boy. We got a Steph Wilson sticker if we hit 2 grand. We got the new Chibi print to add to the collection of Joe, 5. 8 grand, we get this awesome Frank Lasik tragedy mask print. And 11, we get a nice print with Breath of the Dragon and Tragedy. And we haven't gotten that far yet because we don't know if we'll get there. Now, look, we funded in less than 4 hours in the last campaign, and we hit just under 13,000. I am grateful for what we've done, but the idea is growth. It's the truth, right? I would love to reach 15,000 on this campaign, if possible, to fund other projects in Filbo Studios and pay artists and hire artists. It all goes back into the books, I promise you. It doesn't go to anything else, no matter what. Um, so please help us, help me make this a strong, our best campaign yet. Please. I'm working real hard here. Kevin Stewart cover. Joe Prado, unfortunately, due to deadlines, uh, can't do the cover. He's not going to ink the cover. He let me know today when I reached out to him. So either Alex is just going to color over the pencils, or I'm going to have another inker do it. Reached out to an inker. We'll see what he says. Kevin West, amazing with colors by Chris Sotomayor, 2 of the top colorists in the industry. Ruth Lucas by Alex Sinclair colors with Alex. Steph Wilson at it again with Carrie Ann colors. On Vu. Anvu is going to be a guest with me Thursday. So is Kevin Stewart. And so is Ruth Lucas. We have Kenny Calderon, who's going to be a guest Thursday. He did two covers, this and the manga style cover. Both look awesome. We have Jason, is it Perot or Parrot? I think it's Perot, I'm not sure. Carl Allen Wiles will be a guest Thursday. Ray Acevedo, we are going to fix your name spelling. Sorry, Ray didn't realize it's Rey. We will fix that, Ray. Becky Fuller. And Brian Silverbacks, who will also be a guest on our show on Thursday. He did both variants, the splatter variant and the clean variant. And Len Danovich rounds it out with his cover, which is awesome. Look at that dragon. It's so cool. With color highlights by Rob Powers. We got the art book covers. We got a mystery box again. Those of you who got a mystery box from me last campaign, tell me how good they were, because I gave you guys some great books in those mystery. I didn't just give you crap and garbage. Everybody got a mystery box. They got some great stuff. Sticker packs if you want to buy stickers. Chibi pack if you want to buy these prints. You love this art? You can get the comic size print of just Jose Luis art. Look at that. That is just so clean and gorgeous. Same with Kevin West. Kevin inked it himself. Look at that. Just unbelievably gorgeous. Look at the detail. Look at that Breath of the Dragon. There we go. Got a few things to add to the page. That's about it. Thursday, 7:30 live, 8 o'clock. We launched the Kickstarter campaign. I'm begging you. They tell you don't do that. You don't beg. Bullshit. I beg. You work hard for your money. You need to put your money where you trust it. I'm asking you to put your trust in me. Make this the best campaign yet. Help us grow. This book is well worth it. And by the way, we're one issue away from issue 5, and it's a big, big climax to the end of the first arc. And it's really good. You won't be disappointed. This book starts out, it surprises you. It starts out with a really good fight scene, and you find out a superpower that a character you've been following has that you didn't even know they had. And it's badass. It's fun. Starts out that way. The first 8 pages. It's awesome. There's a lot of fighting in this book. And in book 5, Breath of the Dragon and Tragedy Round 2. Among other fights. You can't wait to put out book 5. So much goes on in that book. So much action, so much dialogue, so much exposition, and so many plot points, and we wrap up some stuff. Come for the long haul. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. All right. That's it. You guys are awesome. Appreciate you coming out and listening to me babble on about everything, complain, moan, whatever, and beg and plead. Give indies a chance. You might just surprise yourself. All right. Be legendary and have fun storming